Have you guys seen the ports? If you haven't seen the ports, go ahead and look in your search bar for Los Angeles ports or Seattle ports, because it is being reported they're an absolute ghost town. The last ships are coming in at the end of this month. And on the East Coast, it's not getting any better. The last ship coming in from China is targeted for May 10th. And if you look at ports in China, the largest port in China, it is an active, busy hub. So it shows you it's not something that's sweeping the globe here. This is not COVID. This is more directed. This is direct effect of Donald Trump and his tariffs. And I'm not going to come in here and fearmonger and say we're not going to have anything, but you better believe if ships are not docking and they are not taking goods off those ships and they are shipping empty, 40+% of ships are shipping like empty or close to empty. What do you think that's going to happen? The only logical conclusion is there are going to be less goods on the shelves. And it's not only going to be, you know, your toys and electronics and things that you can get by without during a recession. It's going to be food, vegetables, fruits, grains, all sorts of things like that we import. We import a lot of beef and pork and things like that. Even though we have it here, we also import a lot of food as well, a lot of other meats from other countries. And you're going to see a drastic change in the next coming month. In the grocery store, in the retail shop, Walmart CEOs, Target, Home Depot, those CEOs sat down with Trump and said, look, the shelves are going to be barren.
Welcome back to Peace of Mind, everyone. I really hope you're taking care of yourself during this time of uncertainty. I pray you're practicing distress tolerance as things are going to unfold.
There are no more ships coming from China. Reports from Seattle, Oakland, Long Beach saying their ports are becoming empty. Very few goods are still arriving from China now, which means the trade war that Trump has enacted and the tariff plan is going to start working its way into our wallets. We're going to see a lot more empty shelves. There are going to be a lot more pricing on goods because we, as the biggest consumer against the biggest producer, will no longer be able to hold the supply that we want. Therefore, yeah, we're going to start seeing the trade war actually happen. Regardless if you voted for Trump, if you didn't, this will affect every single one of us. It has nothing to do with political notion, really. If this is what you voted for, you are about to reap what you sow. Trump has started a war with the biggest producer in the world as the biggest consumer in the world. So this will affect every single person living in America. Take out all the immigration issues, all the other bullshit that's happening with that administration. This is one of those gas prices, grocery prices will lower on day one. We're at day 100 something. It is not lowering, and I don't think it will in the nearby future. So stay safe out there.
If you're an Asian American, I need you to lock in right now. It's being reported that the ports are empty and shipments aren't coming in. And sooner rather than later, the shelves are going to start to become empty. Once that happens, there will be a new rhetoric, okay, that China's to blame, because a certain administration will never admit fault. They're not going to blame Trump. They're not going to blame the Republican Party. Who are they going to blame? They're going to blame China. And everyone who has been hunted so far, we will be hunted as well. Think back to 2020 during COVID. Think about the atmosphere that we were living under. Imagine that again, but now they have a backing of a government that's willing to deport and dismiss without due process. So let that sink in, okay? I'm gonna need you guys to be ready. Always travel with your documents. Have a buddy system. Don't travel alone. If you get attacked, report it.
Want to know why the ports are empty? The US dollar is losing its value. That's why. I don't want to hear about fix your credit. I don't want to hear no lies about I made my side hustle made me $20,000. I make more money on my side hustle than I do doing my regular 9 to 5. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit. Do you have any eggs? Do you have any cows or goat in your backyard? Do you have any chickens? Right now is the best time to start utilizing our natural instincts. I am so fucking serious right now. If you know how to fish and hunt, you better do it. And if not, you better fucking learn. Don't know how to grow anything? You can buy a little grow kit off of Amazon. Y'all better start doing something. because the ports are empty and the US dollar is losing its value, and eventually there's going to be famine. That's what it's going to come down to, this to survival of the fittest. Either you know how to survive or you don't. Aesthetics don't help you survive, baby. These little neutral colored couches and damn pictures y'all got on the walls and the little tapping of the coffee cups and shit, that's not going to do nothing for you in the next couple of weeks. Y'all better learn how to eat, and you better learn how to hunt, and you better learn how to grow some shit. And I'm not even going to hold you. If you want to grow it, you better grow it now, because when it gets summertime, watch that heat be so hot that not even the plants and the fruits will be able to withstand it. I promise you. I promise you that. The days of living the luxury lifestyle or portraying the lifestyle of luxury are over. It is time to learn how to survive out here in these streets. I'm dead ass. All right? I am so fucking serious. Get you a bread maker and start making you some bread. That's what you need to be doing, because shit is finna get real fast.
I just want to use this opportunity to highlight what we can be doing instead of running to Walmart, empty out the shelves to fill it up in our pantries to have some sense of false comfort. Miss Jessica Ramirez is a great example of what we can be doing with Detroiters helping each other. She has been able to set up with her community such an integral system that's now helping individuals who are going through crisis, who might need supplies, who might need food, even pet care. There's a drive-through for it that she and her community have been able to create to help each other out. This is not the time for us to run to stores to try to figure out what we're going to benefit ourselves. Like the last creator mentioned, we actually need to be practicing gardening. We need to be fishing. We need to be coming up with meetings in person, not on TikTok, not on YouTube. We need to be meeting our neighbors in person to figure out what do they have, what do we have, and how can we use it to leverage our sustainability moving forward. Not again, how can we spend our money very quickly on these stores to empty out their supplies and not put pressure on them. In America, capitalism says if things are running out, if we're noticing shortages, you should run after it and go and spend your last dime again to benefit the capitalists, not us. As someone who's been through famine, who's been through war, I was born in it. Part of the reason I keep speaking on this channel about this stuff is I was born, my first 10 years of my life, I went through famine and war. My mom had 10 kids and we all survived it. So I keep saying this. Community is going to be our biggest access through all of this. Community is going to be our biggest asset through all of this. Having something like a community garden, shout out to the Jane Minor biopic community garden. Having a community garden in your neighborhood is something you should be researching and looking into. I know here in Fargo, we have one. The immigrants have a community garden up in North Fargo, and we have one for all the community members here in South Fargo that everybody can participate in. If you live in a big city, like that last creator share, go on Amazon, there are gardening kit. And I will also want to shout out to Cocopelli. It is a nonprofit organization in France that's really trying to help us liberate ourselves by growing organic fruits and veggies. Fruits and veggies that has actually not even been in our stores for years and years and years due to sterilized vegetation. So if you're interested in actually getting access to organic seed, Cocopelli in France, they're shipping out seeds all across the world to make sure you're growing food that is nutritious and that's actually going to be beneficial to you. A lot of us are not even aware of this, but we've lost so much nutrition in our foods. Our tomatoes, our fresh fruits and veggies you're buying in the store doesn't have as much nutrition in it anymore anyways. So with everything going on, this is the time for us to really liberate ourselves, for us to actually get connected with other organizations who's been doing the work to liberate us and not freak out. I can't stress this enough, but please, I pray you're not panicking. You're not running to Walmart to buy a bunch of stuff. I know there's a bunch of individuals who are doomsday prepping. As someone who's been through doomsday, less is more. It's one thing I will share. Less is more. When going through a war, when going through something like this, having less stuff, owning less stuff is way more better for you. Having access to a big community it's going to be way more beneficial to you. So if you're collecting anything right now, if you're trying to hold on to anything right now, I pray it's people in your neighborhood. I pray you're holding on to your family members. I pray you're holding on to your sense of self. I pray you're holding on to things that is actually going to be tangible. That's not going to be an extra load on you in case we actually have to be on the move.